I, 29 male, moved out of the apartment I share with my girlfriend Celia, 31, yesterday. Took everything that was mine, which turns out was basically everything. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2. Started great. Then the rules began. First, it was small stuff. No shoes past the entryway. Fine, reasonable. Dishes immediately after eating. Sure, good habit, but it snowballed. Fast. By year 2 of living together, I had a literal printed list of household guidelines taped to the fridge. 37 rules. I counted. Some highlights. No friends over past 8 p.m. on weeknights. Pre-approval required for any purchase over $20. Mandatory couple time, 7 and 9 p.m. daily. No phones, no TV, just connecting. Specific shower schedule. Her. Mornings me. Evenings only. No eating in any room except kitchen. Weekly relationship check-ins with written feedback. No gaming on weekdays. Groceries only from her approved list. Laundry done her way. Folded her way. Put away immediately. I went along with it. Kept the peace. She'd say it was about respecting our shared space and building healthy habits. Meanwhile, she broke her own rules constantly. Her friend Jade stayed till 11 p.m. Tuesday. That's different. She bought a $200 purse without asking. I don't need permission for personal items. The kicker was I paid 75% of everything. Rent, utilities, groceries. Her job as a social media consultant. She managed 3 small business Instagram accounts, brought in maybe $1,200 per month. My IT job covered the rest. But somehow, I needed permission to buy a $25 game on Steam. 3 days ago, the explosion happened. I bought a pizza on my way home. Didn't realize we were out of her approved dinner ingredients. Was tired, grabbed a large pepperoni. The war crime, apparently. You didn't check the meal plan. Celia, it's just pizza. I was hungry. It's about respect. The plan says Tuesday is salmon. We don't have salmon because you were supposed to shop Monday. I worked late Monday. You were home all day. Wrong thing to say. She went nuclear. Screamed about my lack of commitment to our systems. How I constantly undermined her efforts to build structure. How I was sabotaging our future. Then she said it. The magic words. If you don't like my rules, leave. Something in me just clicked. For years of walking on eggshells, following arbitrary rules that only applied to me, asking permission to live in my own home. Done. Don't mind if I do. She laughed. That bitter, condescending laugh. You're right. You wouldn't last a week without me keeping your life together. I didn't argue. Just went to bed. Yesterday morning, she left for her yoga brunch shopping routine. Every Wednesday, like clockwork. I took the day off work. Rented a U-Haul. Started packing. Here's what I took. All furniture. I bought it all. TV, game systems, electronics, mine. Kitchen appliances, except her Vitamix. Bedding, towels, I bought them. All streaming passwords. Change them first. My name off the lease, month to month, thank God. Every subscription canceled. Her supplementary credit cards, canceled. Utilities, cancellation notice for end of month. What I left. Her clothes and personal items. Her beloved Vitamix. The printed household guidelines on the fridge. A sticky note. Per your request, I've left. Rent is due on the 1st, Jake. My phone started blowing up around 4 p.m. 63 texts, 29 calls, voicemails getting progressively more unhinged. Is this a joke? Where's the TV? The power is scheduled to be shut off. Jake, this isn't funny. My car got declined to Whole Foods. You can't just leave. I make the rules. You don't get to just decide. Come back right now. This is theft. I'm calling the police. Please, baby, I didn't mean it. You're overreacting to one little fight. Where am I supposed to live? I'm crashing at my buddy Tomas's place. Sitting here with a beer, watching Netflix on my TV, eating takeout straight from the container like a savage. No meal plan. No scheduled couple time. No written feedback about my areas for improvement. Peaceful. She wanted me to follow her rules or leave. I left. Turns out when you make ultimatums, people might actually take them. Update 1. The entitlement escalation has been educational. Day 2 started with her showing up at my work. Security has her on camera having a complete meltdown in the lobby when they wouldn't let her up without an appointment. Apparently screaming, "I'm his girlfriend," doesn't override corporate security policy. Who knew? She pivoted to my phone. "Celia, we need to talk like adults." Me, "You told me to leave." I left. Celia, I was upset. "You don't just abandon someone over one fight." Me, "It wasn't one fight. It was 37 rules and 2 years of double standards." Celia, "Those guidelines were for US. To help you be better." Me, "They only applied to me. You broke them constantly." Celia, "I made them so I can adjust them." You're not mature enough to know when flexibility is appropriate. The delusion. Actually stunning. Then came the financial reality check. See, Celia had gotten real comfortable with a certain lifestyle. Weekly yoga classes, $150 per month. Regular Monty Pitas, $200 per month. Her organic grocery addiction, $600 per month easy. Random Target runs. All on credit cards I paid off monthly. Her own credit? Trash from her preemie shopping habits. That's why she was supplementary on mine. By afternoon, the tone changed. "I can't afford the apartment. The landlord says I'm not on the lease. I need money for groceries. This is financial abuse. You OWE me support." I structure my whole life around our relationship. That last one, structure her life. You mean sitting at home, making TikToks while I work 50-hour weeks? Then came the proxy attacks. Her mom called. Her sister Dina texted. Her best friend Layla sent a DM novel about how devastated Celia was, how I ripped away her stability. My response to all of them, she told me to leave. I left. But here's where it gets good. Layla lets slip something interesting. Apparently, Celia had been bragging for months about how she had me properly trained, how her relationship system was revolutionary. She was planning to start a coaching business. From chaos to control, how I transformed my boyfriend. I was her test subject, her success story. And now her whole plan was ruined because the lab rat escaped. Day 3 brought legal threats. She found some template online and sent me a formal demand for 3 months of transition support, $6,000. Return of shared property, everything I took. Compensation for emotional damages. Payment for her to reestablish housing. I forwarded it to my cousin, who's a paralegal. He laughed, said it looked like she Googled how to sue boyfriend and copy-pasted the first result. Then, the real kicker. Tomas came home from work with gossip. His girlfriend works at the same yoga studio Celia goes to. Apparently, Celia had been telling everyone for weeks that she was planning to upgrade from me once her coaching business took off. That I was practice for the real relationship she'd have with someone more successful. But she needed me to keep paying for everything until then. So much for being devastated about losing the love of her life. I'm looking at apartments tomorrow. 1 bedrooms. No rules on the fridge. No mandatory feedback sessions. No pre-approval for pizza. Freedom tastes like pepperoni. Update 2. The extinction burst is real, but make. If financial desperation with a side of delusion. First, she tried emotional manipulation. Showed up at Tomas's place at 11 p.m. Sunday with a box of my stuff I didn't even want, old college textbooks, some USB cables. Mascara strategically smeared, wearing the dress from our anniversary dinner. I just wanted to return your things. I'm not the type to keep what's not mine. Noble. Except she was angling to get inside. When Tomas didn't bite, she tried peeking around him. Is Jake here? I have his things. You can leave them. I'll make sure he gets them. I need to talk to him. Just 5 minutes. He said no contact. Then the mask slipped. This is kidnapping. You're holding him against his will. Tomas, bless him, just said, "Lady, he's at the gym." Also, that's not what kidnapping means. And close the door. But the real entertainment started Monday. Remember her Instagram coaching business dream? Well, she decided to launch it. With me as the unwilling case study. Posted a whole series, When You've Given Too Much, recognizing emotional manipulation. According to her version, I was chronically unemployed. I've had the same job for 5 years. She supported me financially, opposite land. I refused to contribute to household management. I wasn't allowed to. I abandoned her after she set healthy boundaries. 37 rules equals healthy. I stole shared property out of spite. I took what I paid for. The comments were initially supportive. You go, girl. Know your worth. Then people started noticing things, like the tag locations on her old posts, expensive restaurants that I paid for, vacation photos that I funded, haul videos with my credit card. Someone commented, wait, if he was unemployed, how did you afford all those trips? She deleted it, but people screenshotted. The narrative started crumbling. Then Wednesday happened. D-Day. I found a perfect apartment. Put down the deposit. Moving in this weekend. Texted her that I'd be getting my remaining stuff from our old place Friday afternoon, and she needed to be out. Her response was magnificent in its entitlement. You don't get to tell me when to be in my home. It's not your home. You're not on the lease. I've lived there for 2 years as my guest, which ended when you told me to leave. You can't make me homeless. I have rights. You have until Friday. After that, the landlord handles it. She tried calling the landlord. Poor Mr. Peterson had to explain that no, living somewhere doesn't automatically make you a tenant if you're not on any paperwork and don't pay rent. She screamed at him too. Thursday was the negotiation phase. Suddenly, I was the love of her life again. She'd reflected on her mistakes. The rules were just her way of showing love. She'd gotten carried away with the structure. We can start fresh. No rules. Pass. Just a few rules. The important ones. No. Jake, please. I'll go to therapy. Great idea. Good luck with that. Then, the final attempt. The Hail Mary. She sent photos of her in situations with a message. Remember what you're giving up. I replied with a photo too. On my new apartment key. Already got something better. Radio silence for 2 hours. Then, you're making a huge mistake. I'll give you one last chance to fix this. Come home by tonight or we're done. We've been done since you told me to leave. I didn't mean it. I did. Friday afternoon came. I showed up with Tomas and another buddy, Diego. The apartment was instructive. She trashed it. Not violent damage, just stopped doing anything. Dishes piled up, garbage overflowing, laundry everywhere. The woman who demanded hospital-level cleanliness had been living in filth for a week because she literally didn't know how to maintain a space without someone else doing it. She sat on the floor. I'd taken the couch, surrounded by printouts. Apartment listings she couldn't afford. Job applications for positions she wasn't qualified for. Loan applications that were clearly going nowhere. Happy now, she said. You've ruined my life. You told me to leave. I left. I didn't mean it. Then you shouldn't have said it. We loaded my stuff in silence. She tried one more time as we were leaving. I'll change the rules. You can have friends over whenever. You can eat in the living room. Please. It was never about the rules, Celia. It was about the fact that you thought you had the right to make them. The last thing I saw was her standing in the doorway of the empty apartment, holding that laminated list of rules, looking absolutely baffled that her system had failed. Final update. So this is how it ends. Not with a bang, but with a whole lot of reality checks. First, the immediate aftermath. The landlord evicted her, not out of spite, but because she couldn't pass the credit check to take over the lease. She tried to squat, claimed tenant rights. Mr. Peterson had to get the sheriff involved. Took 2 weeks, but she was officially out. Where'd she go? Back to mommy and daddy. At 31. But she wasn't done with me. Oh no. She had one more card to play. Small claims court. I got served 3 weeks ago. She was suing me for unlawful eviction, $3,000. Theft of shared property, $5,000. Financial abandonment, $4,000. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, $3,000. $15,000 total. For leaving when she told me to leave. I hired a lawyer. Not because I was worried, but because I wanted this done right. Cost me $500 for the consultation and court appearance. Best money I ever spent. Court day was last Tuesday. She showed up in what I assume was supposed to be her serious businesswoman outfit. Her dad was with her. She'd printed out everything. Our text conversations, her household guidelines, bank statements, even her Instagram posts, the ones that didn't contradict her story, anyway. The judge was not impressed. Judge, Ms. Celia, were you on the lease? Celia, no, but, Judge, did you pay rent? Celia, we had an arrangement. Judge, did money from your account go to the landlord? Celia, no, but I contributed in other ways. Judge, how? Celia, I maintained the household. I created systems. Judge, did Mr. Jake ask you to leave? Celia, I didn't mean it literally. Judge, but you did say it? Celia, yes, but it went downhill from there. She tried to claim the furniture was ours because she'd helped pick it out. The judge asked for receipts. All in my name. She claimed financial abandonment. The judge noted she was never financially dependent on me as we weren't married and she had her own income. The emotional distress claim? The judge actually asked her to explain how me complying with her request caused her distress. Best part, my lawyer presented her Instagram posts. The ones about her revolutionary relationship system and how she was going to upgrade from me. The judge asked if she'd been planning to end the relationship anyway. She stammered. Her dad looked confused. Guess she hadn't told him that part. Verdict, case dismissed. All claims. She owes me $500 for my legal fees. But wait, there's more. Remember her big coaching business idea? From chaos to control. She actually tried to launch it. Made a website and everything. Posted testimonials from friends, fake. Created a $299 course on relationship architecture. Sold exactly zero. Turns out nobody wants relationship advice from a 31-year-old who lives with her parents and sued her ex for following her. Instructions. Her Instagram following tanked. From 2,000 to maybe 300. The yoga studio quietly suggested she find another location. Tomas's girlfriend overheard the manager, saying Celia was too dramatic for their peaceful environment. Those 3 small businesses she did social media for, they dropped her. One of them hired me to fix their website. During the meeting, they mentioned their last social media person went off the rails and started posting about her personal drama on their business account. Last I heard through the grapevine, still at her parents' house, working part-time at a vitamin shop. Dating some guy from her gym who apparently loves that she's so organized. Still posts about toxic exes and knowing your worth. Still has that laminated list of rules. Her mom found it and threw it out, but she reprinted it. Me, living my best life. My apartment is clean but lived in. I eat pizza in bed sometimes. I have friends over whenever I want. I bought a PS5 without asking permission. I'm dating someone who thinks rules in a relationship should be things like be kind and communicate openly, not fold the fitted sheets into perfect squares. Funny thing about ultimatums. When you tell someone, do this or leave, you better be prepared for them to leave. And when they do, you don't get to cry about it. She was right about one thing, though. I wouldn't last a week without her keeping my life together. I've lasted a month, and it's been fantastic. To everyone saying I was too harsh, she literally told me to leave. I literally left. Actions meet consequences. To everyone who's been through something similar, your peace of mind is worth more than their rules. And to Celia, if you're reading this, hi. I know you still check my socials, thanks for the push. Leaving was the best thing you ever told me to do. Peace out. I bought a pizza to order, without checking a meal plan.